Welcome, Dr. Hasley.
Thank you very much for this invitation. And I would like to thank the organizers also very much for giving me the opportunity to say something at this memorable day. And I mean, Dr. Shah reflected on Hahnemann as an innovator. And related to this, I would also briefly like to reflect further on the relationship between homeopathy and the natural sciences. And I think it's also Dr. Shah explained, Hahnemann was only able to found homeopathy and be an innovator because as a physician, chemist, linguist, and critical thinker, he was at the cutting edge of the natural sciences of his day. And because the natural sciences of this day, particularly where it concerned the application of medicines, were stuck in speculation and dogmatisms and mainly guided by the insufficiently empirically validated theory of humoral pathology, under the influence of Enlightenment in the 17th and 18th century, experimentation was already leading to significant scientific advances. But this was not yet the case in medicine. And arguably, Hahnemann was one of the pioneers that brought the spirit of enlightenment to medicine in the 19th century. But because, as mentioned, the medicines of his days was based on very weak theoretical foundations, Hahnemann placed a lot of emphasis on homeopathy as an empirical, phenomenological system. Hence, his emphasis on symptoms and signs as expressed by the patient. However, it is important to mention that Hahnemann wanted to align homeopathy with the contemporary natural sciences. So whilst he rejected the more than 2,000-year-old theory of humoral pathology as obsolete, he embraced and built upon the, at that time, prevailing contemporary theory of miasms. So during Hahnemann's lifetime, homeopathy was largely aligned with the contemporary natural sciences. However, I would like to argue that after Hahnemann's death, since the second half of the 19th century, the relation between homeopathy and the natural sciences got gradually weaker, whilst at the same time, conventional medicine strengthened the relationship to the natural sciences, and the latter accelerated greatly in the 20th century. So where does this place us in the 21st century? Well, I think that homeopathy remains very strong as a medicinal symptoms with strong roots in empiricism and phenomenology. The empirical successes of homeopathy as a gentle and safe and sustainable medical system are well documented and also reflected in patients continuing to vote with their feet. However, the link between homeopathy and the natural sciences remains too weak, and this is currently holding back wider recognition of homeopathy in some countries and actually eroding the recognition of homeopathy in other countries. So I would therefore like to argue that in the 21st century, there is an urgent need to reconnect homeopathy and strengthen the links of homeopathy with the contemporary natural sciences. And I also think that this needs to be done in a comprehensive and holistic way. This means that we should not try to emulate conventional pharmacotherapy by trying to explain the mechanism of action of homeopathic medicine in a reductionist, mechanistic way. However, on the other hand, we should develop hypotheses and generate further data that support the plausibility of biologic actions of homeopathic medicines. And fortunately, we see that in the last few decades, significant advances have been made in that regard. On the other hand, a comprehensive approach also implies connecting homeopathy to possible contribution by more recent scientific fields, such as the cognitive sciences, psychology, and as we've already heard before, the science of complexity, including nonlinear dynamics, a system's view of life, etc. For instance, recent and significant advances in the cognitive sciences have led to a greatly increased understanding of the biases that can affect clinical decision-making, including decisions on the homeopathic remedy prescribed. Understanding and teaching these biases is therefore important for any modern medical system, including homeopathy. So, in conclusion, I believe we will need to further strengthen homeopathy as a unique medical system that is well aligned with the natural sciences. And on this special day, I speculate this is exactly what Hahnemann would have wanted to do if he would have been alive today. Thank you very much.